I'm spending 48 hours lost in the Carolina backwaters. 2 uninhabited islands, no map, nothing but wild, untamed nature. I am right here by the fire, and I just heard something not far off in the woods right there.
If this is my last supper, swamp ramen, at least it's spicy. There's no cell phone service out here. Whoa, whoa. So we did a dumb thing.
There's a set of eyes over there. Welcome to Hidden Camping. We made it, guys. We arrived at our friend's Deepwater dock in Beaufort, South Carolina, but because it was late in the day, we had to get in the water right away. So we packed up our gear, we balanced the boat, and we got going.
We're setting out on what might be our craziest trip yet. We're gonna go way up this river and explore the Ace Basin. We've been paddling for a minute and I wanted to film more. There's some beautiful egrets out here in this tall grass, but the truth is there's a headwind and it's something serious. Oh, the water's getting a little choppy out here in the middle. You can see these waves splashing up on the boat. And this wind is something fierce. But we are getting closer to the island. I don't want to rotate too much. Tipping the boat in here would be a disaster. You can just feel the tide pulling. And the sun's peeking back out. But man, when you are crossways to these waves, it is so scary. We don't want to run out of daylight, and I mean, it is, some of these waves are splashing me in the face, let's just put it that way, and they're only getting more serious. Whoa, whoa, we have to aim upwind. There's so much cross breeze right here. This is so nerve-wracking, crossing these river parts of these marshes. And I'm telling you, the amount of paddling I've had to do right now, some of the most strenuous work of any adventure I've been on. Okay, we're closing in on the island, but we still got to find a good landing spot, which might be really tricky. And look at that heron right in front of us. Do you see that? Look at him coming right here. Couldn't film me getting out of the boat safely because I wanted to make sure it's safe, but we're back on the land. We're gonna get the boat up in here quickly. Okay, we gotta pull this boat way back in here. We're gonna hide it as best we can. All right, so the boat safely on land, not perfectly hidden, but we gotta explore a little deeper in here. Look at this. This is some hole. Some big critter was burrowing. We have to be careful. They could be all types of creatures on this island. Look at these holes. I mean, something was digging here. That is not a man-made hole. The way the dirt is clumped and the trees are broken all around it. But we're gonna go explore deeper. We gotta get everything hidden, but first I gotta find the right site back in there and move my gear back there. We're right now pretty close to the center of the island. All right, let's get it set up. I'm gonna go back to the boat, unload all the rest of the gear, bring it back here. Hopefully I can find this spot or set down these bags. All right.
Just as I'd pulled the boat deeper into the island and gotten my bag set up, I heard some branches breaking over in the distance, not too far away from where I was setting up camp. It really started freaking me out.
A reminder, we gotta stay quiet. We gotta be careful. It is creepy out here already, and it's not even dark. I'm sneaking over into this other end of the island where I heard those twigs snapping, but I'm gonna go try to catch a bit of that sunset, see what it looks like, but I have to keep my eyes peeled for any kind of predators on this island, any snakes, because I am way far away from other people right now. Sunset coming in. Again, I don't want to get too caught up and step on anything, but that is beautiful. That's a beautiful sunset. It's beautiful. There's stuff out here already creeping me out. I gotta get back to my campsite before it's dark. Right there. I was walking by, something big just jumped out of there, ran across, and there's not much space on this island. So there's something in that bush, and I don't want to stick around to find out what it was. It's probably... Getting back to our campsite before dark. Something big took off up ahead. It must have been, I don't know. I'm going quickly before it gets dark back over towards my camp if I can find it. But look how dark it's getting, how quickly. And I am reminded that this whole area had a lot of pirates. It's not to be messed with. I think I'm gonna stick to my little corner of the island. Till the morning, I'll tell you that. I can just feel things looking at me. Doesn't exactly feel warm and welcoming. I'm gonna set my fireplace up right here. There are things on this island, I just know it. I can hear them. Let's get to working on the fire pit, huh? You can maybe see with the headlamp that I've cleared a circle probably about 5 feet across. You always want to clear a fire ring at least 3 to 5 feet in every direction of your fire, okay? And the size of your fire ring and how contained your fire is going to largely depend on how dry it is and how windy it is, because you can think you have your fire under control, but then wind can carry a piece of ash and land it on some dry leaves or something like that, or carry it up into the trees. But even though we have those logs, we still want an area around them clear for any jumping sparks. And then let me tell you the one most important thing about building fires. Don't start a fire, don't even start building the fire until you have your water handy. Fresh peppers. We're gonna try these Jin ramen noodles today. They are highly rated. A little bit of seasonings, Lowry's, mango habanero, as if we're not gonna get hot enough. Everglades. But here's another cool camping gadget. This is a really cool device I've had for a long time. My father gave it to me. It's a camping egg carrier. So I've got about 6 eggs in here. Nice hard case so they don't get broken. We will put them in the soup. Open up our coconut milk. Get it in about a cup of water boiling in our pot. Add our noodles. To prepare our fire, I brought 2 key things. We have what's called fat wood, right? So this wood is from the core of a tree. It's just got tons of resin in it. Burns very, very easily. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna split it. Gotta be very careful and not do that. Okay, so we did a dumb thing. We cut our hand trying to show y'all how to chop fat wood. See if I can get the bleeding to stop with some pressure. But not good. Not even necessary what happened. I'm gonna put the axe away and luckily I'm not on a coral reef. Looks worse than it is. It hurts though. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this glove on to give it a little compression on top of the thumb and to see how much that helps it. Did a dumb thing there. I can feel it kind of wanting to seal up, but knock on wood, that was not that bad. I could have done way worse to myself way out here. So I really have no words for how dumb that was, slicing my thumb open like that. But I just want to show you the realness of it. You got to be careful handling blades and stuff. And so right now I brought in this Ziploc bag some lint from my dryer, and I'm gonna put it in the bottom of the fire and make a little nest. And I'm gonna see if I can light this fire with a flint and steel. This is a cool multi-tool from Ozark Trails. I'm gonna just test it. See that spark? Just gotta get it more aimed on the lint. There we go. That almost caught. Okay, I learned this last time. Puff this lint out a little more, make it, you know, it gets condensed, it gets squished in those Ziplocs and when you're carrying it. But the looser it is, the better.
That'll make it a good nest. So catch that sparking. Hold it, there we go. Almost there.
So we're gonna put a glove on this hand too. Oh, come on. I can smell it, I can feel it. I can see where it's landing. There we go. Gosh, if that doesn't catch, I don't know what will. The stubborn one in me. Hey, that's what the stubborn guy in me gets. It gets a fire. Holy smokes, I thought the stubborn one in me was gonna deal with the problem, but no, we got what we wanted. Spark catching, flint and steel working. Now we roll our kindling a little bit more over the top of this. This stuff's dry enough, it should work pretty easy. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put that fat wood that we cut our finger on, we're gonna put those 2 on the top. They should get caught pretty easy. Some more twigs, but we don't want this fire too big. All right. Flint and steel success. Now here's one trick to this fire. Like we said before, don't let it get going too big. You can see we put one large log in the middle, and the stuff around the outside's pretty much rotten, wet dead wood. So we're gonna let it all burn down, turn to some coals almost, and just feed it little sticks before we start cooking. Fire is much less visible now. about to start cooking in a minute, and the thumb is definitely going numb and not bleeding through the glove or anything like that, so that's good. One quick note about this fire is because there are no real rocks on this island, we definitely want to let it burn down to coals before we start cooking on it, because even these kind of wet rotting branches on the side, we don't want something collapsing and spilling our pot of good food. It's like without the fire, it's pitch black out here. It's just night noises. Oh my gosh. I heard something not far away from me over there. I'm letting my food cool off. And I was just about to go walk back to the water's edge to fill up my empty water bottle to put this fire out. But I don't even know. I gotta put the fire out. And I'm gonna let my meal cool off, but my gosh. That creeped me out. Our first mission to the water's edge with our empty water bottle failed. We were not prepared. We didn't feel like going that far. First time we just honestly had to stop and turn around. But again, we're going to be super careful. Because right here, the water's edge, where we could meet some unwanted frenemies. I gotta make it quick, and look at all these fresh holes. This is what creeped me the hell out when I first landed here. Look at the size of that thing. Can you see that hole right there? Oh my God. What the hell dug a hole like that? Some kind of large animal. All right. Okay. Let's go. Okay. Keep our eyes peeled as we head back. Finding our way back to camp. Oh, that's another trick. One of the most important things to do, most important things possible in all exploration camping like this, is to not let panic or fear set in. You have to fight your fear in places, in situations like this. It is so easy to start thinking fearfully. I mean, I'm very experienced, and yet happens to me. All right, drum roll please. This is the moment we've been waiting for. I just licked the spoon off. If it tastes anything like what I just tasted, it's gonna be off the charts. I mean, it's like, I don't know if I'm giving it all the credit it really deserves. This is such a crazy, crazy good meal. Oh my gosh. And I've been paddling all day. Oh God, that I knew that I was coming in hungry. Feel a few bugs on me. Yeah, welcome to the jungle. That's what you get. But this was well worth every bit of the wait, every bit of the trouble, every bit of the headache with the fire and slicing my thumb open. This honestly makes it all worthwhile. Wow. I'm sorry if I'm slurping. I'm so glad I dropped all 6 eggs in there. And I'm glad I didn't like crack the eggs and like whip them around, because it like just poached them perfectly and permeated them. Wow. Had to walk around and drink some water. That heat really creeps up on you, but I am not done. Not at all. Look at that. I mean, just look at the color. And I will say this again. Mango habanero with masam and curry is a winning combination. And then eggs and noodles. Tangy, sweet, not over salted. Oh. It's gonna make me drink a lot of the water tonight. Oh gosh, that's a ridiculously good meal. That was an amazing meal. I have cooked some good meals. That rooftop ramen was really good. The time I was on the waterfall, that was really good. But this one, man, that meal hit the spot. I could just pass out right now. Like, I am gonna sleep like a baby. So comatose. And I'll say one other thing, right? You know, when I cut this light off and it's this dark, the moment I cut the light off, all the animal noise increases. I think they know. Just, there's so many metaphors for how good I feel right now with the food. But I'm here in the hammock tent, no tarp. So I think it's gonna be a clear night. Shoes kicked off, feet are nice and crispy dry and dusted off. I've got a sheet, that's all I need for this sleep. What else? Oh yeah, one thing I wanted to mention is when you're in a little shelter like this, an important thing is to know exactly what gear you have inside the shelter with you and where it is. Have a knife on you, some protection. In my case, where your cameras are, your most sensitive gear, have them in weatherproof, waterproof bags. But I'll see you in the morning. So we just got up and we dug around and found dry socks. Listen to this critter. There's a tree with a little hole in it. Almost might be a baby bird in there or something. We'll come back to that. But we are gonna go see a little bit of this beautiful sunrise over the water before we go break camp. I feel a little safer out here in the morning than I did in the middle of the night, but we still gotta be careful. We do not want any fishermen passing by to see us out here on the island. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, this breeze. I'll tell you, this is gonna wake you up. You think about all the pirates who spent the night on this island, all the runaway slaves. This island's got history. That's just a beautiful sunrise. We'll go back to our campsite.
So as I walked back to camp, you could really get a good look at these enormous pits that were dug by most likely feral hogs. They're mainly nocturnal and not too confrontational, but they can be extremely dangerous. You definitely don't want to surprise one or come across a mother with her babies.
We want to hang as much stuff as possible. So we hung these socks to dry last night. Our shoes were hanging here. This knot, it's called the lark's head. Very simple knot. When you want to tie a piece of string right in the middle, you see that? You double it, you loop it. I'll show you a lark's head.
So the lark's head, or cow hitch, is one of the easiest, most common knots out there. Really easy, really useful, and easy to untie. But what makes it cool is when you use it with other knots to make a braid or a net or a lot of cool things.
I just feel like showing you more today about the actual camp setup. And we have our hammock, tent. So what this is both backpacks off the ground with a bungee cord. We have a trash bag pulled over the top of them, and you don't even need to poke a hole in the trash bag. You just need to have that handle loop at the top of your backpack. You just need it located. Then I unhook this bungee cord. That way, you see, I can keep them up off the ground and dry during the course of the night. And there was not a lot of moisture here, but that's also better for roving animals looking for your food and things like that. Campsite looks pretty cleaned up, and I'm filling the fire pit in. But one thing, just be double safe. Pour even more water on it every time you have a fire, especially once you put the leaves back on.
Most likely, I will never return to this island again, and relatively speaking, not many people ever will venture here, but the time I've been here has been amazing.
It's time for our adventure to push forward.